Hello, it's me again with another process video. Today I'm going to be using a photo of my daughter when we were in Tenerife back in 2001, and also the bag of scraps from my June kit. That's all that's left of the add-on papers from the June kit from Lottie Loves Paper. I'm using a mixture of art crayons and gelatos to smoosh onto some packaging and then kiss onto the paper, starting from light, working up different layers to a darker finish on the page first. So I've gone with blues for the blue colour top that Molly's got on in the photo, and there is quite sort of like a nice blue hint in the background of the photo too. So this photo is just reminiscent of our family holidays back in the day when the kids were small, in the super family holiday villages abroad. Molly was always the first up on the stage. We always got involved in all of the sort of like the evening entertainment, the kids' entertainment, and in the photo with her is two friends that she made during that holiday in Tenerife. The first stamp I used then, I just picked up the moisture and ink left over from the smooshing on the acetate, and then this one I'm colouring straight onto the stamp itself, giving it a little spritz of water and stamping straight onto the paper. I'm just using up the last of what's left on the packaging. It also covers up a bit of a mess I made in the left hand corner of the paper there. So this was a palm leaf that I found, a stamp, and I've done the same with that, coloured in with the gelato and then added some moisture just to be able to stamp it off onto the paper. When it actually finishes, you don't actually see any of those palm leaves, so it was something I wanted to do, but I didn't realise at the time that I was going to cover most of it up anyway. So these are the scraps from my June kit. I'm determined to kill this kit before the July one comes out, hopefully at the weekend or maybe the beginning of next week's. I know Sarah's just waiting on one shipment to come in, so she's at the mercy of the shipping company as to whether they're going to be delivering at the end of this week or the beginning of next. So I'm just backing at the moment, just playing with some papers to see what colours I like and just to bring out some of the other colours in the photo. So the friend, which I can't remember their names now, the two girls, well, the one on the right hand side is wearing a nice sort of corally pink t-shirt, so I've brought that out with the background papers I've used there. You might have noticed that my paper is just a little bit sort of like warped now from the moisture that I've put on it. I'm not too worried about that because it will flatten out eventually, even when I've put it in the album, but also overnight that will just flatten out. That's just the paper's reaction to the amount of moisture I put on it with the watered down crayons. So always got to love a good branding strip. I do love that one. It's just doodly. If you like what I did with the art crayons on this layout, go check out Vicky Booton's video. It's called 5 Ways to Use Art Crayons. It just gives you ideas of how else to use your art crayons, which can just be bought on a whim, sat in a pot somewhere, and not bought out because you're not quite sure what to do with them. They are so versatile. So I'll put the link below, and it's worth definitely checking out to get the most out of your art crayons. So with these 2 scraps of the pink ombre paper I've got, I'm just stamping off some flowers on there, and I've got the dies as well, so I thought to add some extra embellishments to the page and to just make my kit go that little bit further, I'm just making some ombre flowers out of that. So the die cutter I use is the X-Cut one, which I love because you can see that dial on the top there. That actually allows you to dial up or down on the pressure that you put on the plate for cutting, so you don't have to keep adding loads and loads of shims, which I found I had to do in the end with my big shot as the plates get worn down. So this one I'm just sort of like showing you the first run through. I'm not going to show you the rest because it is boring. So, and look how easy this just closes up, put away, and it just saves on so much space as well. The big shot I found was quite bulky, and that just sits on my chest of drawers next to my desk. So much easier, and doesn't take up so much room when I'm going to crop and having to pack up everything to take with me. So of course that camera paper, I think I've stretched that camera paper so far now. I think it's got to have featured in every single one of my June kit layouts. So I'm liking the green stripe paper, but I'm not quite liking it because the stripes, I like it that way, the horizontal, but the stripes aren't going the right way for the pink stripes that were already backing on there. So I found another piece where I can use it horizontally and the stripes are actually going the same way as the pink ones. It wasn't sitting right with me with one lot of vertical stripes and one lot of horizontal. So just using the scallop punch just to add just another little detail on the page, onto the backing papers, so they're not all sort of sitting flat one on top of the other there. I do tend to overlook my punches a lot, but after watching Sarah's live scrap along when she made her page for the July sketch challenge, and she used her scallop punch, it just prompted me, and I was sort of like, oh yeah, I forget that they're there, and they do add that extra little detail to a page sometimes. So now's the time to commit and just layering everything up and sticking it all down. Oops, my tape ran out there, so I had to go and just replace it, which is why there's a bit of a jump. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing right now because it's fairly obvious. So what I will do instead is let you know about a fabulous Facebook group called Create Me Scrappy Happy, which is run by Jane Gwynn, and myself and Tracy are also moderators on the page. It's for all crafty people. It's basically Jane is a big advocate of mental health and is a speaker and campaigner to lift the stigma that surrounds mental health and the way people can't openly talk about it when they can openly talk about a physical problem that they have maybe. It's a great group, it's open, it's fun, and we are going to be setting lots of challenges and discussions within the group, so please feel free to join us over there. So now I've finished my little plug. I've placed the flowers where I want them, at the corner of photo, but I haven't actually stuck them down yet. And then the Amy Tangerine sticker book was part of the June kit from Lottie Loves Paper, so I'm just playing around with some of the embellishments, some of the stickers from there at the moment to embellish the page. I'm happy with that cluster being there, so I'm just going to commit to it and stick it down so that I can then add some other things around it. Using my trusty old glue bottle with the needle point tip, which is really handy. And just sticking my pin in there so that it doesn't all clog up. So these last two are just going to go on the top of the photo, and I wanted them just to be lifted off a little bit. Another element to the page, and so that they're not all sitting in a flat cluster together then. I love these little birds that are in that sticker kit. I'm just trying to find the right place for him to perch. One of the hearts in the corner there. And then I'm just going to finish off with a couple of other little embellishments in there. Once the camera stops, I do actually have a little mess around with a few of the elements, and I do sort of just move a few things around, add a few of the little phrase stickers, and reposition the title a couple of times until I'm happy with where it goes. But you'll see that at the end. I've added the final shot and just some close-ups as well. Yeah, that title just isn't sitting right there. It needs to be. There's too many corners being used, and I needed it to have it in the diagonal. I think to offset the weight of the flowers at the top. And there's the finished page. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to watch more. Bye!